Let's talk about the City of London. Before I start, always do your own research. For centuries, this financial center has played a major role in global finance and international affairs. The question is simple. How much influence has Britain really had around the world? From colonialism to finance, its impact has reached countries across Asia, Africa, Europe, and the Americas. Take India, Pakistan, Bangladesh, and Sri Lanka. British colonial rule lasted for centuries and dramatically changed their economies, politics, borders, and societies. Some claims put the death toll in India at as high as 60 million. Some researchers argue that Britain extracted enormous wealth from the Indian subcontinent during colonial rule. Estimates vary, but the economic impact of colonialism remains heavily debated. Those countries eventually became independent. But independence didn't necessarily erase the economic relationships and institutions created during centuries of British rule. Now look toward East Asia. Japan, Korea, Malaysia, Indonesia, the Philippines, and China all experienced periods of foreign intervention, colonialism, or intense geopolitical pressure. China provides one of history's clearest examples. The Opium Wars began in the 19th century, creating a conflict between Britain and China over trade and access to Chinese markets. Britain defeated Qing China in the First Opium War. The Treaty of Nanking followed, forcing China to make major concessions and opening ports to foreign trade. The consequences were enormous. Foreign concessions, unequal treaties, and political instability followed. China later remembered this period as part of its century of humiliation. Then there is Africa. During the 19th century, European powers divided much of the continent among themselves, creating borders that would continue affecting African countries after independence. Africa possessed enormous natural wealth, yet colonialism profoundly changed how those resources were controlled and exported. The consequences of that history are still debated today, and the story doesn't end there. Latin America experienced centuries of European colonialism, followed by foreign economic and political intervention. Chile is one case frequently discussed. And what about the United States? Britain lost its American colonies centuries ago, but the two countries remain deeply connected through finance, intelligence, trade, diplomacy, and military alliances. So is the world really controlled by one city? That's much harder to prove. But governments, banks, corporations, and financial centers clearly have enormous influence over global events. Don't simply believe this speech, and don't automatically dismiss it either. Research the treaties, historical records, and economic data yourself, and then decide what you believe.